In this video, we're looking at quadratic problem solving. Our question says, if the length of a paddock is 2 meters more than its width and the area is 48 meters squared, find the length and width of the paddock. We need to start by defining our variables. The length of the paddock is 2 meters more than its width. So let's make the width equal to x. And so the length is 2 meters more, which means our length will be x plus 2 meters, the same as the width, but 2 meters more. Our second step is to draw a sketch if it's appropriate. Now in this case it is appropriate because we're talking about a shape. So our rectangular paddock looks something like this. So the width is x and the length is x plus 2. And we know the area is 48 meters squared. So now it's time to write our equation. We know the area of a rectangle is the length times the width. So our length times width, the length is x plus 2 and the width is x. We know we can multiply in any order, so we can write that as x bracket x plus 2 or x plus 2 times x. We'll follow the formula for our first example. So area is 48 equals length is x plus 2 times width is x. Now we need to write the equation in the standard form. So let's rearrange, let's flip our sides over and we'll have x bracket x plus 2 equals 48. Then we expand our brackets. X squared plus 2x equals 48. We subtract 48 from both sides. And our equation becomes x squared plus 2x, 2x, not 24, minus 48 equals 0. Then we solve our quadratic, which we can either do by factorizing and using the null factor law or using the quadratic formula. I am going to use the null factor law for this one. So factorizing using my sum and product method. The sum of our two numbers is 2. The product of the two numbers is negative 48. So those two numbers, or the two factors, are going to be 8 and negative 6. And we can factorize as x plus 8, x minus 6 equals 0. Our null factor law says if we have two things multiplied together, or the product of two terms equals 0, one of those two terms has to be 0. So it could be that x plus 8 is 0, or it could be that the x minus 6 equals 0. In the case of x plus 8 equals 0, x equals negative 8. And in the case of x plus 6 equals 0, x equals 6. Now we need to interpret our solution, or interpret our answers here. In this case, we're talking about the length of a paddock. So it doesn't make sense for us to have the length or the width of a paddock as minus 8 meters. So we can ignore that solution in this case, x equals negative 8, because it's not applicable to our real life context. So we'll consider the solution x equals 6. So our width was x, which is 6, and our length was x plus 2, or 2 meters longer, so 6 plus 2, which gives us 8 meters. So we can write our worded solution. Therefore, the length of the paddock is 8 meters and the width is 6 meters. And we can check that that does actually give us an area of 48 because 6 times 8 is 48.